Stuart, at CES, Digital Twin Composer was a big topic.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks may not be aware. What is Digital Twin Composer and what's it for?
So it's part of the industrial metaverse vision and strategy, right? So it's a key component. So if you think about trying to create the industrial metaverse experience, these global scenes, Digital Twin Composer is a key piece that brings all the artifacts together, all the digital twins, all the 3D information, associates physical data to it into a single scene that basically then people can consume and do all these projects. That's part of the simple way to think of it. That's why it's called Composer.
Now, a lot of folks will have heard of this a digital twin, and they have digital twins. What makes Digital Twin Composer different from let's say, a business point of view or a decision-making point of view?
So, what makes it different is quite interesting. So, we've had lots of tools, right? We've been doing the virtual world for a long time. IT-OT convergence is something we've been on this world, the track for it. So we've been on this journey for 20 years, right? And so really, we've got lots of tools in our portfolio. There's also third-party tools that we need to incorporate into the scene.
Yep.
So think about it as how do you bring your open ecosystem of data together into a single scene that then you can apply a single pane of glass over, right? To look at all this information to extract engineering value. So it's the essence of industrial metaverse, right? For us, industrial metaverse is all about how we help engineers make decisions faster, okay? I don't want to log into 20 different systems to get information. I don't want to have to correlate information. I want it to come together in the scene. In order to do that, I need something to help compose all this information behind the scenes, and that's what Composer is doing. And it's composing all those digital twins into a single view with all this information.
Now, to make it a bit more real, at CES you had PepsiCo, they're here as well,
Yes,
CPG.
yeah.
You have KION Group presenting as well.
Yeah.
How did they use Digital Twin Composer to make it a bit more real for people? What were the problems they were trying to fix?
So, again, there's lots of different use cases. So Digital Twin Composer, we're evolving this, right? PepsiCo, KION, Roche, these are the companies that are helping us evolve where we're going and what this needs to be.
Yeah.
So one of the lovely examples we have in PepsiCo was they wanted to put an automatic loading system into a plant, okay?
Right.
But they took it from one plant, they took a whole design of this automatic loading called anchored systems, dropped it into the new plant, but it didn't fit, right? So now I can leverage AI and 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐷 and our tools to optimize the layout of that system automatically in this Composer world, and then run simulations through it to validate I can get it through. So a simple use case, well, not simple, it's quite complicated, but we're leveraging AI on top of Industrial Twin Composer in this world to help those design layouts. So that's a mixture between our design world and Composer sort of coming together.
Well, as you say, it's bringing the bits together. It's
Right.
composing it as opposed to...
So think of accelerator as a foundation, right? And this is an element that helps bring it, but it also brings other things from outside the world in. So if I want cesium tiles for environmental things, I want sky, all this other data, Composer can pull it all together.
And I suppose one of the challenges with the industrial metaverse, and I've been all in on that for a couple of years, we still saw people with all the silos.
Yes.
So this is helping monitor.
So this is you might hear in our architects for industrial metaverse, digital twin fabric, or AI fabric we're now calling it, is a key piece of this. That's part of Digital Twin Composer as well, right? So how do I bring silos information together, correlate them, and bring them together in context to the scene? Okay? These are all the things we're working on to actually make this reality. And we're on this journey, to be honest. We're making it happen.
Well, seeing what you've been on, you announced again this morning, some new AI agents, and as you say, that journey is not slowing down.
No. So we see AI really coming on strong. We're just at the tip of what we think we can do with it. Use cases that we're coming on with are amazing. And so really, what use cases can we enable with this? This is what we're really driving.
It's the art of the possible.
Correct.
And with business logic behind it. It's not just technology for the sake of technology's sake.
And
Right?
it's not AI for the sake of AI, right? So think about how do we use AI to accelerate our tools, accelerate our processes to make it more engineering, but you need to be sure. You can't be 85% accurate, 95% accurate in manufacturing. You need to be 100%.
Yeah. Now, it's day one here
Yeah.
at Hannover Messe. I believe you got in over the weekend. Any impressions on the?
It's every year our booth gets bigger for number one. And I haven't actually had time to walk around here, but I've just been doing our booth. So the innovation area here is really looking at some of the things that we're pushing the leading edge on for industrial metaverse. These are some of our thought processes of where we're going to take it to. So this is quite exciting, right? But I really haven't had time yet to go around this show.
Oh, it's going to be a long week,
Yes,
but I had the opportunity to be in Erlangen before Christmas to see the Humanoid in action.
Yeah.
And as you say, what you're doing here, pushing the
So
boundaries.
industrial metaverse, this is a big topic for me right now because I'm in the middle of all these robotic companies, right? A couple of big ones in the US we're working with. One of the challenges is humanoid robotics is training them.
True.
Okay, on tasks. How about use the industrial metaverse, use synthetic data to train them in this virtual world?
Before you
if
put
it's
them into
real.
it, yeah.
It's photorealistic, it looks real. I can actually train them, I can verify them before I actually put it in. So we think, working with one of the customers, we can accelerate their actual training of these humanoids.
So in terms of time to value and time to up and running.
So I can record it, somebody doing a task,
Yep.
put it into our simulation tool, Jack and Jill, right?
Create synthetic data.
Change this percentage of the thing, load that in as a starting point for the humanoid.
Your training data.
Put that humanoid in the industrial metaverse, an immersive environment, do the task in environment, and then I can throw scenarios at it. I could put people walking by, I could put AGVs coming in. How does it react?
All the what ifs.
All the what ifs.
As opposed to waiting 6 months in the real world for the what if to happen.
Or collecting data from 50 robots and trying to accumulate it. How do we accelerate that? So that's some of the interesting things.
But certainly I was over at GTC and with the Industrial Metaverse, I think it's the convergence of all these technologies that's going to accelerate it.
We're working very closely with NVIDIA, right? So we're embedding NVIDIA's libraries and their toolkits in our accelerator portfolio. So our photorealistic world, that's Omniverse, right? That's the most beautiful rendering you can possibly do, right? It's the most photorealistic. And for synthetic data, that's very important. It has to be true.
I agree, because if I'm training it for the real world, it better be real life.
Yeah, exactly.
The pace of advancement, I know you have Rev and many of the NVIDIA folks here on stage as well this week, so interesting times.
Yes, very interesting and very exciting times, right?
Oh, no, absolutely.
It's the pace is picking up, so we need to start running harder.
I think for the last couple of years coming here, we're kind of going, oh, the pace has changed, and it'll probably slow down, and it's just
our first of this was 3 years ago when we did the prior demo, with the battery plant, right? So that's come a long way since then.
And now you look around at how the dots are being joined, and
so as I said, so we've been on this journey, right? And we're still on it. And it's going to get more exciting.
Hey, good stuff. Thank you very much.
Great to see you. Cheers.